What you're about to see is not real news. It is satire based on real news. The characters you're about to see are not real-life humans. They are frighteningly realistic puppets based on real-life humans. The views expressed in the show are not necessarily those of Starsat, its sponsors, its advertisers, or the nice lady that makes the coffee.
Okay, guys, I know the rover's been over 400 days on this godforsaken planet without finding anything, but let's not lose hope, okay?
Let's send it down into that hole over there. I don't think we've been there before.
Jesus, another one. Go around it. Whoa, nearly rode over this guy. Yo, don't wear a red t-shirt on a red planet unless you want to get driven over, buddy.
Where am I? I can't breathe.
Keep going. We're not interested in him.
Can't live in the political wilderness.
Jeez, what other lost and forgotten shit are we gonna find down here?
Zoom in on that a bit.
Damn! Isn't this quite a big find? How did this get overshadowed? It should be a major story.
Houston, we have a problem.
Greetings, comrades, commissars, commanders-in-chief, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Puppet Nation. Deborah.
These things look a bit medieval and kind of scary, but it's nice to be acknowledged, don't you think?
Well, if I did this for awards, I might be impressed, but I don't.
Then why do you do it?
I do it for the truth, Deborah. I do it because the world depends on a free press to uncover lies. I do it because without people like you and I working tirelessly in pursuit of unbiased commentary of this country and this world, ordinary South Africans and indeed the international community might not know the truth. And so I say, I do it for the people!
Wow, that was very moving. There you go.
Best TV comedy?
What? What do you mean?
That's what it says here. Best TV comedy.
Must be a typo. Best writing team of a TV comedy.
Best director of a TV comedy. 3 typos?
This must be one big mistake.
Oh, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Why do people not take what we do seriously? We are the last defenders of democracy. Without us, the public wouldn't know the truth. Without you, Deborah, without me, Justice...
Okay, that's enough. We get it, Justice. Let's just give the people what they want, what they really, really want. The news. With the ongoing multiplication of high-profile cases and the congestion of our courts, many are calling for a modernization of our justice system.
Government seems to have heard these voices as trusted sources have revealed that an urgent tender has been issued for polygraph machines.
Where on earth are they going to get the hundreds of lie detectors that are needed?
That's for the good luck, you crazy dude. You're gonna need it. Divorce would have been greater, easier. And one for that short man who shouts like woman. Oh, Oscar must be back in court. Well-known paranoiac... I beg your pardon, Paralympic Oscar Pistorius has taken the stand for the first time in his murder trial.
Also on the legal front, honeymoon murder accused Shireen Davani has arrived in Cape Town to stand trial for the killing of his new bride.
I wonder if Divani will try the same stunt that Oscar pulled.
What, the big show of remorse, the trembling voice, the quiet sobbing, the poor little Christian boy who loves animals and would never harm a fly?
Yes, that's done.
I'm sure he will, except Davani's remorse will be for having hired the most incompetent hitman in the business.
So you think he did it?
Don't you?
What about Oscar? Think he did it?
Don't you?
How come all of a sudden you don't have an opinion on anything?
We're journalists, Justice. We're not meant to have opinions.
Fine, but who do you think would win in a fight, Oscar or Shireen?
Does Oscar have a gun?
No, he said he doesn't ever want to see a gun again.
Is Shireen armed?
Only with his superb acting skills.
Well, that's a pretty even match. I don't think there'll be a winner. They're both on antidepressants. I think they'll probably just hold each other and cry themselves to sleep.
Who do you think would cry the loudest?
Shireen. But Oscar would cry like a girl, so maybe he should win.
Why do girls always have to win?
They don't. Ask Riva Steenkamp and Annie Davani.
Political campaigning is hotting up as the election date draws nearer.
And parties are going for the jugular. In a recent attack on the president, the Democratic Alliance said the livestock at Zuma's home in Nkandla had better living conditions than some communities.
It's true. I've been to Nkandla and I've seen Zuma's livestock.
And how exactly do they have better lives than some people?
Well, for a start, the cows are given candlelit dinners and get to sleep in double beds at night.
In double beds? Are you sure?
Absolutely. Not only that, but the chickens have their own manicurist. And they are taken to the movies once a week. And don't get me started on the goats.
The goats?
The goats, I will have you know, are given holidays abroad. I met a goat who had just got back from Paris.
I find this hard to believe.
This is happening, Justice. It's happening while the majority of people in this country are living in hookies and kraals and eating grass and bugs.
I put it to you, Marcilla, that you are confusing people with animals.
Look, talking parrots. Oh, what beautiful orange feathers. Who's a pretty girl then? Polly wants a cracker?
Perhaps you need to take a break, Miss Silla. Go home and lie down a bit, maybe.
What? Who said that?
That was me.
Nonsense! Wildebeest can't talk.
Clearly a case of mad cow disease.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it.
Commissars, we must talk about our plans leading up to the elections. This is a crucial time for our fledgling party.
Yes, Chief. Absolutely, Chief. You're so wise. Long live the Chief. Long live.
Chief, I don't know if you noticed, but, that mushroom commissar is, she's a female mushroom commissar, Chief.
No, she's just a mushroom commissar, just like you and me. Well, not like me. I'm the leader, but she's a lot like you.
Chief, is it legal to have a female commissar?
Yes, Commissar, and it's important to have a female to win more female votes in the elections.
Female mushrooms are allowed to vote? When did that happen?
Oh, around the same time, all mushrooms were allowed to vote. You dirty chauvinistic phalloid fungi. Don't worry, Chief. I will help you win the female vote.
But, Chief, are you not worried about the feminine tendencies?
What is a feminine tendency, Commissar? What are you trying to say?
It's the tendency towards being a female and causing all kinds of problems.
What kind of problems?
Oh, I don't know, like woman problems, Chief.
You? Commissars, are you afraid of me?
What? Revolutionary mushrooms are not afraid of anything.
I think she's right. I think you're afraid of the girl mushroom.
No, we are not.
Scared, you revolutionary kitty cat.
No.
Shut up, all of you. This revolution is not easy.
Mr. President, it's Prime Minister David Cameron, and he's talking some crazy shit.
David, what time is it over there?
It's ass-kicking time, Barack. It's ass-kicking time.
I love how you people say arse. You make ass sound like something from Harry Potter.
Silence, you Occidental poltroon.
Wow. Is that something in British baseball?
It's called cricket, and no, you're mistaken.
Poltroon, cricket, mistaken. It's like you guys don't even speak English.
Which brings me to the point of this call.
You want to thank us again for winning World War II for you. Well, you're welcome.
Disturbing news has reached us that ethnic English speakers in your country are feeling threatened.
What?
We're going to annex your country.
I'm sorry, David, but what the f***?
To protect ethnic English speakers from your fascist government.
David, seriously. The Putin bullshit is way over your pay grade.
The vanguard of the workers' state will not be intimidated by your Yankee pig rhetoric.
David, you gotta stay off the Jaffa cakes. The sugar is making you kind of punchy.
If you wish to avoid bloodshed, you will withdraw your troops and allow the British Army into your bases.
Bloodshed?
We have 225 nuclear warheads.
Where?
What do you mean?
Where do you have 225 nuclear warheads?
In our stockpile.
No, I mean, do you have 225 nukes in the eastern U.S. or in 2 subs parked in the Potomac?
No, that's all. That's all we've got.
Bitch, please. Diane, how many nukes we got?
5,115, Mr. President.
What an ass. Okay, lunch.
With the major spotlight on murderers we've had this week, I wonder how this makes South Africa look from abroad.
It makes us look like a bunch of homicidal maniacs. What do you think?
Well, not all the murderers are locals, remember?
Okay, so you might not be a murderer when you get to SA, but you'll be one when you leave.
I'm sorry I asked. Anyway, I read an article that shows the top 10 most dangerous cities in the world. And guess what?
Cape Town, Joburg, and Durban are 3 of them.
Actually, South Africa doesn't even make the list at all.
What? They must have done their research wrong. I need to Google this. Let's go to commercial.
Don't you hate it when you open your rubbish bin and little animated fish skeletons and dirty socks come out and float around your kitchen? Are you endlessly worried that your anal, uptight, arsehole bourgeois friends will come to your house and smell the fart you made 9 hours earlier? Well, now you need never worry again. Just plug in 1 capsule of haze to release a fragrant cloud of chemicals that will seep into every room in the house.
Wow, your kitchen smells just...
Experience the joy of impressing your guests just seconds before haze dissolves their internal organs and then liquefies your brain. Haze. It might be a toxic fog of barely legal chemicals, but it smells great.
Do not expose to breastfeeding women, children under 10, people over 60, people between 11 and 59, men, non-breastfeeding women, or any carbon-based life form.
So I just Googled the most dangerous cities in the world, and it turns out you're right. South Africa isn't on the list.
See? Told you. South Africa is a wonderful place to visit.
Look, I love this country as much as the next girl. I just don't love the crime, the corruption, the conservatism, the potholes, the car guards, the poverty, the
Deborah,
e-tolls.
have you ever heard the term warts and all?
I'm not that accepting, I guess. My love is conditional.
To say the least. Time for the news. EFF leader Julius Malema has told supporters that his party doesn't hate all white South Africans, just those who are unwilling to share their land.
Malema was speaking at the launch of the party's election manifesto in the Northern Cape.
It is true. Yeah. We only hate the greedy whites, but we don't want to take all their land, just some of it.
Exactly how much land do you want to take?
The white people must give us, 90% of their farms without compensation.
90%? And you say the whites are greedy?
Don't get chacharach, Deborah. People must share.
A 90-10 split is sharing.
Don't come with your white mathematical tendencies. If the white people are not greedy, we will sing Kiss the Boer, Kiss the Farmer.
Well, you're in luck. We're joined by Boer hero Steve Hochmeyer. Now let's see some of that love.
Oh, fuck. Wat maak die dosie?
You stole the land from my people. We want it back. You can keep 10%.
And you can kiss my ass.
You can't talk to me like that. We represent the poorest of the poor.
And I represent the whitest of the white.
Gentlemen, please, please. You two have something in common.
We do? Really?
Yes, you share a common enemy, the ANC.
Don't talk to me about those bastards. They are just as greedy as white people.
Yeah, Jacob Zuma's African national criminals are the worst thing that ever happened to this country.
African national criminals. I like it.
Have it. It's yours.
Mr. Malema, this seems as good a moment as any for you to put into effect the words to the song you'll sing if whites aren't greedy.
You mean Kiss the Boer, Kiss the Farmer?
That's the one.
Come on, guys. If Helen and Mampela could do it, so can you.
Cut! Oh! Cut! Oh my God! Shit. Oh. I think I'm gonna get sick.
Quick, where's the Oscar bucket? Oh, no, Debra. No. The former DA chairman of the Cape Town Metro has defected to the ANC.
Grant Pascoe served as a DA councillor for more than 13 years.
Miss Masibuko, this must come as quite a blow to the DA, surely?
Don't be silly, Justice. When I heard the news, my first reaction was like, Grant who?
Oh, come on, Lindiwe. He was the chairman of the party in the Cape Town Metro. He was also a member of the mayoral committee for the last 8 years. It's a fairly high-level defection.
Defection being the operative word, or more accurately, defective. That sums up Grant Pascoe in one word, defective. He hardly ever came to meetings, and when he did, he was late.
So why didn't you get rid of him?
Some rats jump ship.
Usually before it sinks.
Next question.
Grant Pascoe.
My point exactly. Just look at his name, Grant. When he heard the ANC was giving grants to 16 million people, he obviously thought he was entitled to a piece of that pie.
Do you think the ANC promised him something?
You could promise Grant Pascoe a free hamburger and he'd do whatever you asked.
So you're not worried that he could sway support against the DA in the Western Cape?
Duh! The man has fewer than 3,000 followers on Twitter. Nobody's going anywhere with him. Plus, he supports Manchester United. He seems to have a habit of backing the losing team.
She has a point. They are trailing in 6th place in the Premier League.
Don't talk to me about sport, please.
I'm just saying. Now, if Grant Pascoe was a Liverpool supporter or even Chelsea, and on the other hand, you can't discount Manchester City or Arsenal for that matter.
I'm bored. Goodbye.
Wait for me.
Former Police Commissioner Becky Cele has said that Public Protector Thuli Madonsela must stop acting as if she is God.
Cele made the bizarre remark while speaking at a rally in Mamelodi near Pretoria. He also said people were carrying on as if Madonsela were Jesus of Jerusalem. Mr. Cele, this Jesus of Jerusalem of whom you speak, is that the same as Jesus of Nazareth, or were you talking about a different Jesus?
Same Jesus, but you people are wrong. Thuli Madonsela is not Jesus. She cannot be. If she was Jesus, the ANC would not be in power.
That's right. President Zuma said the ANC would rule until Jesus came back. But what if she is Jesus? You'll lose the election for sure.
She's not Jesus. Jesus was a man. How can he come back as a woman?
Maybe she's God. You don't know for sure, Mr. Cele, that God isn't a woman.
God isn't a woman. God has a beard. For God's sake.
Is God white?
Yes. No. Wait. He's black. God is black. Like me.
Lord help us.
Did somebody call me?
Welcome to another edition of Hard Shout, where I get to ask the questions, and if you don't like it, you can fuck off and watch some boring crap on the SABC. With me tonight, and when I say with me, I don't mean in the conjugal sense, is Zima Vavi, who may or may not be COSATU's General Secretary. Mr. Vavi, where do you stand?
Well, it depends. If I'm at home, I usually stand in the garden because my wife is still angry with me. If I'm at work, I stand with my back against the wall.
Stop being silly. You just spent 8 months in suspenders. No, wait. You spent 8 months on suspension. Do you still consider yourself to be Cosatu's main knob?
When you say knob, I presume you mean national office bearer.
No, I mean knob, as in... Well, I don't need to tell you of all people what knob means. You were, after all, suspended for bumping uglies with one of your staff. But let's move on. The High Court set aside your suspension. Do you really want to go back to work in the nest of vipers?
I am a union man, Deborah. I organize workers. I don't know how to do anything else.
Yes, you do. You know how to take your female colleagues from behind while they're bending over the photocopier.
Yes, but it is not easy to make a living out of it.
Have you and Cosatu President Stumo Dlamini kissed and made up yet? Actually, don't answer that. It's this kissy-kissy business that got you fired in the first place. The National Union of Metal Workers has already called on Cosatu to split from the alliance and not support the ANC in the elections. Are you with NUMSA on this?
It is very cold outside the ANC, but it was also very cold outside my marital bed. I am accustomed to the cold. When things get too hot, I go and lie in my fire pool.
You have a fire pool?
I am just joking, Deborah. Swimming is for the bourgeoisie. I am a revolutionary. Also, I can't swim.
Well, I hope you know how to float.
I can float. Float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
Yeah, whatever. Good luck with your mumble in the jungle, Mohammed Vavi. What's up with politicians and sex scandals?
Politicians are people too. I guess we just expect them to be above normal human impulses.
It's a normal human impulse for a man to bang every woman he can?
No. I mean, maybe. Well, not all men are the same, Deborah. You don't see me behaving like that.
Are you saying you wouldn't make an advance on me, Justice?
Of course I wouldn't, Deborah.
Why not? Are you saying I'm not attractive?
What? No, I wouldn't dream of disrespecting you that way.
Well, good, because I'd slap a lawsuit on you so fast it would make your head spin, mister.
Yeah, I need a break.
Try me.
Honey, I'm home.
Yay, Daddy's home.
Death can come at any time, and when it does, you need an affordable funeral plan. For just 2,000 Rand a day, you can get peace of mind.
Mommy, I'm so glad you spent a total of 65 million Rand over the last 5 years on Daddy's funeral plan.
Yes, we might not have a home or any other assets, but we've got a beautiful coffin.
Well, unfortunately, you didn't read the fine print, but you do get a beautiful spade and a dignified can of air freshener. Everything you need to do your own funeral.
Wow, that's great.
I know, but do it now because remember, death can come at any time. We're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. Here you go, kids, your very own shovel.
Yay!
Get peace of mind today. Dial 0800 Hole in the Ground. Now.
Start your journey towards pointless debt slavery today. Our operators are standing by to cripple your finances with a non-asset that literally turns into worm food. And remember, it's what your dead spouse would have wanted. Terms and conditions apply, and you'd better read them or you're going to end up completely f***ed.
I still can't believe SA didn't make the top 10 most dangerous cities.
You see, it could be worse. You could be doing the news in Honduras, Mexico, Venezuela, Honduras, Mexico.
I think I'd like it, actually. Could be exciting.
You want to go? Be my guest.
Hold on, cowboy. I'm not moving to Chihuahua, Mexico anytime soon. I've got bigger local fish to fry.
I see.
You know that's a real city, right? Chihuahua.
I wouldn't mind traveling, taking a trip somewhere exciting.
Well, here's your chance.
What, to go to Chihuahua?
Wow, you actually say it like a chihuahua. Do it again.
Chihuahua!
Here to discuss the Affordable Care Act is President Barack Obama. Mr. President, the deadline to sign up for health care just passed, and you met the goal of enrolling 7 million people, something many thought impossible.
7.1 million, baby. We blew past the target by 100,000 signups.
Do you consider this a vindication of the government healthcare website, which critics say function worse than Joe Biden after 8 beers?
I do, Scott. And take it easy on my buddy Joe there. I saw him use the site perfectly several times with 9 beers in it.
Why would the vice president need to register for healthcare several times?
Well, I wanted him to test the site because of his expertise in technology.
I once witnessed the vice president try to use his laptop as a waffle iron.
Look, I'll admit that I asked him to pad the numbers a little.
How many times did the vice president register?
150.
Could you speak up, please, sir?
He signed up 100,000 times. I locked him in a basement with a stack of pizzas and a barrel full of 5-hour energy. I'm not proud of it.
Speaking of presidents who have nothing to be proud of, joining me now is former President Bill Clinton. Hi, Scott. You recently admitted that in the 90s you ordered your administration to investigate whether there really was an extraterrestrial hidden in Area 51. Sure did. I wanted to investigate that little bugger's wormhole technology, if you know what I mean. You mean you wanted to discover how it traveled through interstellar space? No, I mean, I wanted to bang it. I've always fantasized about poking an alien. Well, we all have, right? I certainly hope not. Oh, come on, Scott. Ain't you seen that new movie with the horny E.T. that looks like Scarlett Johansson? Tell me you wouldn't tap any orifices that thing might have. But after she seduced you, she'd dismember you and turn you into food for her species. It'd be worth it to boink Black Widow. We turn now to America's real commander-in-chief, television. After 30 years on air, late-night host David Letterman has announced his retirement. Now the search is on to find his replacement.
And number one reason, great leader Kim Jong-un should replace the decadent American television host David Letterman because he can turn your nation into a sea of fire.
You could also be doing the news in North Korea.
Oh, I'd be imprisoned in about 5 minutes.
You wouldn't even make it onto the news. In fact, Kim Jong-un probably already has a file about you.
Oh, that's exciting.
Your idea of what's exciting is troubling.
Well, relax. I'm not going to North Korea. Besides, it gets too cold there. I wouldn't be able to maintain my color.
Speaking of which, it's starting to get very chilly in Joburg. Can you believe it's already April, Deborah?
Yes, I can believe it. I'm due for another Botox sesh.
Is that how you measure time?
Well, you wouldn't understand because you were blessed with a magical complexion. But if your skin was sagging faster than the speed of light, you might not be so judgmental.
Speaking of being judgmental, there's been a lot of judgment going on at the moment. Divani, Pistorius, Nkandla.
Those guys are all just lucky I'm not a judge. I'd hang them all.
You can't do that, Deborah. That's the point of the legal system. In a democracy, which is what our country is, in case you forgot.
Maybe I should immigrate.
But we'd miss you, Deborah. Who else would kick everybody's asses?
You're right. Okay, fine. I'll stay. Twist my rubber arm.